So this is an area, so for IR, or fourth industrial revolution, or fourth industrial, it's actually more thing nowadays. It's going to be tackling everything we're doing. And as well, now we have a new concept that is the Society 5.0, which is kind of being delivered by a lot of countries. Actually, the Japanese government just touched on that. So I would like to start just, I think when you talk about 4 AR and 4th Industrial Revolution, we talk about a lot of things that we've been talking in the previous panels, and I think listening to everyone, like 5G, AI, but as well making sure that this touches all societies. So this panel, I would like to touch a bit of these technologies, and as well going from the theory to the practice and seeing how this is touching in different geographies, and as well how the COVID-19 is accelerated, especially the area, because on the center of 4IR and the 4th Industrial Revolution is digital transformation. And as well, I think with all our panelists, I would like to touch that. So I would like everyone to introduce themselves. I think it's important for our audience to understand. So if you could just give a bit of an introduction about you, it would be interesting. 1 minute, more or less. Julien, probably you can start.
So
yeah.
I'm an AI expert, and I'm a founder of a boutique advisory on AI. I'm focused on computer vision, so AI for images, and also touching optimization problems and machine learning. So basically at the frontier between AI and applying that to business.
Where are you based?
In Zurich, Switzerland.
Okay, it's good to get the geography as well. We have people from all around the world. Do you have Igor as well, or Asheesh?
Hi, this is Asheesh.
Hi there.
This is Asheesh. I am the founder of Kristal.AI. Kristal is a wealth management platform that is powered by AI across its ecosystem, from client acquisition to advisory and how we go about investing in markets. I'm based in Singapore, and have started Kristal about 4 years and a few months ago.
Very good. So we have Zurich and Switzerland. Robert or Igor, I see that Robert is in the list. I don't know if he's, yeah, Robert.
Yes, hello. Nice to meet you. Good evening.
I don't know if you can put the camera.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, although there's a bit of a delay, but if you could put the camera, it would be good. Yeah.
Hello.
So can you just introduce you? Yeah.
Yes, thank you. My name is Robert. I'm the founder and CAO of Russian development company, the Union. We just created some solutions based on artificial intelligence, machine learning and deep learning solutions, and some projects based on intelligence and something like that. In general, it's computer vision, it's text recognition for some quests from our customers. So it is.
Thank you so much. And last but not least, Igor, are you on the call as well?
Yes, I'm here. I'm not driving the car right now. I'm at home. Yes, nice to hear all of you. Let me introduce myself and our company. I have personally 20 years background in investment banking, abroad internationally. I'm a CEO and the founder of the company Fonemica.AI. We do speech technologies, speech recognition, speech analytics, IVR technologies. We work in Russia and in the United States right now. We're planning to grow. We are partners with Robert here in Russia, and have good experience in AI, internationally in speech technologies, as I told you, and in video moderation.
Okay, very good. So this is great. We have people from around the world, so a global panel, and as well very interesting people from AI to different areas. So I'd like to touch, so the first topic, I think there's still a lot of issues when we look at the way we touch, even the definition of 4AR, and as well the different areas that you're touching. For instance, I think in the previous panel, we discussed, for instance, that in Africa, most of people don't still have the penetration of for instance, 4G is only 10%, so 14. And of course, when you look at AI, we need much bigger penetration. The challenges I've been facing as well, building AI technology, as well writing and the work with policymakers, is defining the concepts and as well take it to the practice. So one of the first questions I'd like to ask to the panel is, from your experience working with advanced technologies, and most of you are working in blockchain or AI, what would be the first kind of learning and consideration that you would give for people that are working around the world in these areas, but as well specifically the bridge between business, policy making, and as well research? Because I think it's really important when we touch this. And probably start by the last one, by Igor. Yeah. We cannot hear you. Hello. And Igor, can you? I think the sound. Yes. Now it is working. Yeah, you can start with you and then go through the rest of the panelists.
Yes. The question was just to me. Maybe I lost.
Yeah, I asked for everyone because I think this is particularly interesting for the different companies and different people on the panel. So I'll repeat the question. So how do you approach your work as an entrepreneur in terms of research, business development, and the technology, and as well the capacity of the societies where you're based? Because different societies have different capacities in terms of integrating AI, VR, and IoT and Big Data, which implies a huge amount of technology around you.
Maybe I didn't quite get you. You mean entrepreneurial experience by ourselves? What do you mean?
Yeah, your experience as an entrepreneur and as a researcher as well, because you're working in AI and all of us in this technology, you have to have a huge component. What would be, let's say, the question, I'll put it simple. What are the challenges and the opportunities you face, the biggest challenges and opportunities, especially right now with everything going on in the world?
Okay. Yes. As I remember, when I heard first time blockchain and AI, it was the same things for me because it was something new and fresh for the market. I can tell right now that they see that AI in different shapes is coming to the business. And 2 or 3 years ago, we saw a lot of cases when we had tried to show to business, I mean, to our customers, that is just not proof of concept, right? And now we see that AI is bringing added value to real business, and we have a stage like a proof of work that we can show to our customers that we can generate money for them and cost cut. And as I am as an entrepreneur, I can say that every time when we meet with our clients, we do something new for them. We try to teach them to implement AI in real business. It's not so hard at the moment to tell the truth. It's very interesting. Of course, we have many competitors in the world, but I guess that only 5, maybe 10% of the market knows about AI and machine learning. For example, Robert, he's one of the greatest guy in Russian Federation in AI and ML technologies. He's very young, but many of customers trust him and trust me and trust to all of entrepreneurs who do AI. And they see that this technology is, they have no limits, they have no borders. We can work in different languages. We don't need to have a headquarter, for example, in Asia or Europe or United States. We can work remote and create some great things.
Okay, passing probably for the other side of the world to Asheesh. So could you give us a bit of an input? So for instance, the same challenge, because you were in Russia, so from Russia to Singapore, there's a big difference in terms of both governments and different setups in terms of data and different areas. So Asheesh, could you give us a bit of your input on the same question?
Yeah, so actually, Asia is a very diverse continent. So there are countries where people don't really look at the rules in the right way, or that there are ways where you can go in the gray area. And there are countries where you have very strict rules, like let's say in Singapore. But at the end of the day, I think if you go with the spirit of the law, then getting hold of data is not that it's not that difficult. But getting the cooperation from various players in the industry is something that takes a much longer here. So I would say that while the developments here at a much faster pace, but clearly in the Western Europe or in the West region, it's a much more faster development, both in terms of access to data, regulations, and clarity around it, than the challenges that we face over here.
There's a delay. Yeah, so Julien, in your case, and being based in Switzerland, so in the center of Europe, although a very neutral country, how do you see your work and as well these areas of 4AR and all these technologies around this, and as well the regulatory part, because it's kind of different from both regulatory and even from the way you touch data and technology and work.
So Switzerland traditionally has been a very exporting country, and therefore we have mostly to abide by the laws of other states when we export technology. Now, of course, Switzerland is also a place where data is probably saved under more private-friendly conditions than other places. So, in fact, maybe you have heard this, that there are a few data centers in some older bunkers in Swiss mountains, which are, of course, a bit more expensive, but used for the purpose of safety. Now, in terms of digital transformation, I think, so Switzerland has a lot of very niche industries that are export industries. And in general, I think it's always a good idea to use AI in such niche industries, which are maybe traditional and may look boring, but that's where you have the most business potential as well.
Very interesting. So I think I think we have still, do you still have Robert on the call? Or we lost him?
Yes, I'm here.
So Robert, from your side, I know that you are in Russia. So as well, so working in AI, I'm sure that Russia right now is under a lot of stuff from the geopolitics to other things, but as well, you have a huge talent pipeline over there. So how do you make the bridge between the geolocation part, but as well the innovation part, and as well the connections with the rest of the world? I think this is particularly important for especially these areas of technology.
Yes, we can do all type of some solutions based on machine and deep learning, but then we have a real big problem between between understanding of this technology into our customers, between the technical team, I mean us, our team, and between our customers, because they don't understand what they need. So I think it's a really big problem. So it's really big time. We need to to solve it between the real technical solution and the business, and to target business problem. I mean, so. Could you repeat your second question?
Yeah, the second part of the question is, for instance, when you deal with these clients and being based in Russia, how do you deal with the regulatory part and the relationship with governments and different clients? Because I know that this is going to be increasing, probably the biggest challenge when it comes to big data, AI, and even IoT, because you have to have the different jurisdictions. And if you work in one market, it's okay, but if you work in a global scale, it's much more complex.
Oh no, it's very hard to work only in Russia. It's really hard because they have so many developers so many smart developers into the Moscow, into the Novosibirsk, into the St. Petersburg, and our customers not only in Russia, of course. We work with a company abroad from our country. For example, excuse me, sorry, coronavirus. I mean, about 2 months ago, we just created really interesting work. It's, for example, it's used artificial intelligence into the blockchain. For example, our customer was Switzerland company, Wellers, blockchain platform Wellers. For example, I mean, it's one of the example of work outside. It's one of the example that will create some product, some solution to our customers abroad, to the Switzerland, but use only developers into our team. About work with government, it's a hard question because governments, I mean, into the Russia, for example, want to use some solutions in the that to ready to start to use in like a product, you know. But all that we all about artificial intelligence, neural networks, deep learning, machine learning, it's it's like bigger R&D projects, and it's really too hard to create real products that can use everybody. Do you understand what I mean?
No, completely. That's the idea of the question. That's a very good point. So I'm passing, because we have limited time. It's only half an hour for a topic, so vegan, we are passing the time. So I think I would just wrap up. If everyone could talk probably 1 minute about what everyone is doing right now. So you mentioned a couple of different areas that you work with your clients. So for instance, your work, and I think it's interesting for our audience, what are the breakthroughs that you made in terms of the products that you've been building? Starting with you and then going for the rest of the team.
Excuse me, could you repeat the last?
Yeah, so the what breakthroughs did you do in terms of your product? So let's say some highlights in terms of the products that you built so far in these areas.
It depends on situation. Depends on
one because I don't have a lot of time. One product that you're really proud that you achieved some breakthrough in terms of AI or neural networks or something like that.
It's the last one product that we finished into the March. It's use neural networks into the consensus into the Wellers system blockchain platform. Real interesting projects.
Okay, very good. That's very interesting, and I'm sure if you could put something on the chat about that or some link to your website would be interesting as well. So sure. Passing to the rest of the speakers and going one by one. So probably Asheesh, and in terms of Kristal.AI, so what be the highlight that you give on yours?
So actually, it was quite interesting for us because we are in the wealth management space where what we are trying to achieve is trying to mimic what a good wealth advisor does, and that's our first step of what we are in the process of achieving this year. And next year's objective is to try to make it a superhuman advisor. So first, we are saying that AI and ML should help us reach to a stage where we can mimic an advisor, and then it takes a step further where it becomes a superhuman advisor, because the algorithms can remember client's profile, data, or activity a lot more than a human relationship manager or advisor can. And because the models can remember what you like, what your profile is, how you should behave, so they can understand you a lot better than you know yourself. So that's what we hope and expect to achieve next year.
Well, there's a lot of questions, but we'll stick with that. And now if you could pass as well some links to that, that is really important. Igor, in your case, and Fonemica?
Yes, okay. Yes, we have finished integration with Microsoft Teams, and Zoom right now, you can use this service if you work remotely. For example, B2B sales or conference speech. We do memo after the conference, like a protocol, and so we can analyze all type of speech between people and give information to our clients, what's going well or what's going wrong, key insights, and something like that. With Microsoft Teams, we have no competitors at the moment. This is a unique product, and if you use, for example, like a corporate client, this video chat, or audio chat, you can use AI to analyze speech in video.
Very interesting as well. So it's getting actual. Congratulations to everyone. And last but not least, Julien, if you could as well give us from your case studies about what you've been doing in VisualSense as well, some case study and some benchmark.
I am, in Switzerland, we like to keep things confidential. So what I can talk about is right now I'm working with ETH Zurich as a researcher as well. And we are looking at power line data. So one of these looking like a boring topic. So monitoring the power system to predict when there is a failure and to be able to fix it before the power goes down. So maybe something that looks boring, but which is useful, especially in the light of the fact that we need power and internet to function these days.
Well, I don't think it's boring at all, because it's. I think if we are all in these areas, I think it's all about these breakthroughs that you can do. So we are finalizing. I don't know if you have a bit more of 1 or 2 minutes. Actually, I'm the next speaker, so I'm flexible. I think just as a wrap up, and I think what would be, I think especially bearing in mind that we are in COVID, so another 1 minute for everyone. If you could just highlight from what you're doing in terms of fourth industrial revolution. Most of you are working in artificial intelligence, or actually I think everyone in the panel. But what would, and as well some of you, of course, in blockchain as well. So what would be the advice and as well the insights that you have for people around the world listening to us in terms of these areas? Starting by you, Julien, and then going through everyone in the loop.
I think with COVID, everything is the stable ground that we had tends to be moving a little bit more, which creates opportunities for new players to emerge or existing players to change their models. So I think there is an opportunity to develop new products and explore new things, just based on the market changes right now.
Very good. So opportunities, very good. So moving forward, so Igor, probably.
Yes. Could you repeat the question?
So the question is I know that there's a delay in terms of this, but is what opportunities do you see? I think we know the challenge, but opportunities you see coming out of the COVID-19, and especially in your sector and your area.
In my area, we have seen many activities in pharma and healthcare. We have never seen it before, this crisis. And we have, since this period, we have around 10 new clients. We have updated our speech analytics engine, and we have a special model for all pharmacy and healthcare companies right now. And we see this is a great opportunity for all AI technologies. It doesn't matter in voice or maybe something like that. Computer vision as well. I think they have a great opportunity.
Oh, very good. And Robert?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. So the question is on your area, and you mentioned blockchain and AI, and especially some of the things you do. So what would be the opportunities you see on these areas and your areas of work, and of course in the context of the panel for AR, AI, or VR, or IoT and big data?
Actually, it's a general part. It's just used some algorithms by neural networks into the consensus. type of concepts into the blockchain platform. The second one, it's use some frameworks for distributed learning based on blockchain too. So it's two different parts that we just created into the this type of research.
Very good. That's a very interesting thing. I would have a lot of questions, but we have to take it for the next one. And to wrap up, so Asheesh, probably in your area of the wealth management AI, can you give us as well a bit of an overview?
So, in wealth management, it's seen as a very, you need to develop a lot of trust and a very human touch kind of a business. And people always have doubts that, we have people coming on our platform and asking us, am I talking to a bot or am I talking to a human? And so there's so many times that question have been asked to us. But now what COVID has done is that it has forced digital transformation. You may have seen that joke on Twitter where who forced digital transformation in your company, your CEO, your CTO, or COVID-19? And the answer is COVID-19. So a lot of players are now adopting the technologies which can deliver customization or personalization at a mass scale. So it's becoming more mainstream, and going digital in wealth management was, at least in Asia and Singapore, was like 3-4 years ago when we started the business 4 years ago, was almost unthinkable, but now it's almost becoming mainstream, where I can see that the big private banks here in Asia are speaking our language, and that's what I think COVID has done in the last 2 months.
Very good. So, well, thank you all. I think we had very limited time for all the stuff we had here, but it was amazing. I'm actually quite interested to connect with all of you guys because it's really amazing what everyone is doing. So congratulations. I wish you all the best, and as well, keep safe. And I think we are wrapping up this panel. So thank you so much to all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dinis.
Thank you. Cheers. Thank you so much.